The war had been raging for cycles, tearing the galaxy apart as rival factions vied for supremacy. Entire solar systems had been reduced to rubble, their populations fleeing in terror as the conflict raged on. In the heart of this maelstrom, a lone human named Michael lay sleeping, his chest rising and falling with the calm, steady rhythm of one utterly unbothered by the chaos around him. Michael's alien hosts, a species known as the Vuxarians, watched him with a mixture of bewilderment and trepidation. They had heard the stories, of course, tales of the Deathworlder humans and their uncanny ability to thrive in the most inhospitable of environments. But to witness it firsthand was something else entirely. As the ground shook with the impact of nearby explosions, Michael remained unperturbed, his slumber undisturbed. The Vuxarians, their antennae twitching with nervous energy, huddled in the corners of their makeshift shelter, their eyes darting to every shadow, every sudden movement. "How can he sleep?" One of them whispered, her voice barely audible over the din of battle. "Does he not fear for his life?" Her companion, a seasoned warrior with scars etched into his exoskeleton, shook his head slowly. "Humans are not like us, Alexa. They are resilient beyond measure, shaped by the very dangers that would crush us." Alexa had cast a nervous glance at the sleeping human, her mandibles clicking together in a gesture of uncertainty. But to be so calm, so unaffected, in the midst of such carnage, it is unnatural, unsettling. The warrior placed a reassuring claw on her shoulder. "Take heart, young one. If the humans have weathered storms like this, then perhaps there is hope for us yet." Outside, the battle raged on. Laser fire streaked through the air, and the ground trembled with the impact of heavy ordnance. Yet through it all, Michael slept on, his face serene and untroubled. The Vuxarians watched him with a mixture of awe and trepidation. They had heard the legends, of course, the tales of humans who could shrug off the most deadly of environments, who seemed to possess an innate resilience that defied all logic. But to witness it firsthand was something else entirely. As the night wore on, the fighting only intensified. The Vuxarians found themselves huddled together, their antennae quivering with fear as the sounds of battle echoed all around them. And still Michael slept on, oblivious to the chaos that threatened to tear the galaxy apart. How does he do it? Alexa whispered, her eyes never leaving the human's serene face. How can he be so calm, so unaffected, when the very fabric of the universe seems to be unraveling? The warrior beside her shook his head, his mandibles kicking together in a gesture of bewilderment. "I do not know, young one. But I suspect that the answers lie within the human himself, in the very essence of what makes his kind so formidable, so resilient in the face of adversity." As the night wore on, the Vuxarians found themselves drawn to the human's side, their curiosity and awe overriding their fear. They watched him intently, trying to discern the secrets of his unflappable composure, the key to a fortitude that seemed to defy the very laws of nature. And in the moments before dawn, as the sounds of battle finally began to subside, the Vuxarians found themselves wondering, not for the first time, just what other marvels the Deathworlder humans might have in store for the galaxy. As the first rays of dawn crept over the horizon, the Vuxarians stirred from their uneasy slumber, their antennae twitching with a mixture of fatigue and apprehension. The sounds of battle had subsided, but the fear that had gripped them throughout the night remained, a persistent weight upon their collective consciousness. Alexa, the young warrior, was the first to rise, her compound eyes scanning the dimly lit shelter for any signs of danger. To her relief, the human Michael still slumbered peacefully, his chest rising and falling with the same steady rhythm as before. "How can he sleep so soundly?" she murmured, her voice barely above a whisper, as if afraid of disturbing the human's tranquil repose. The warrior beside her, his scarred exoskeleton gleaming in the dawn light, let out a low hum of contemplation. The humans are a remarkable species, Alaxa. They possess an indomitable spirit, a resilience that defies all logic. Alaxa turned to face him, her mandibles clicking together in a gesture of uncertainty. But to be so unaffected by the violence that surrounds us, to be able to rest so deeply when all around us is chaos, it is beyond my understanding. The warrior placed a reassuring claw on her shoulder. Perhaps, in time, we will come to comprehend the true nature of human fortitude. For now, we can only observe and learn. Slowly, the other Voxarians began to stir, their compound eyes blinking in the gathering light. They, too, cast curious glances in Michael's direction, their antennae twitching with a mixture of fascination and apprehension. "What do you think he dreams of?" One of them asked, his voice tinged with a hint of wonder. Alaxa shook her head, her mandibles kicking together in a gesture of uncertainty. "I cannot say. Perhaps he dreams of his home world, of the dangers he has faced and overcome." The warrior, who had been silent for a moment, spoke up. "Or perhaps he does not dream at all. Perhaps, in the face of such adversity, he has learned to find peace in the present moment, unencumbered by the weight of the past or the fear of the future." Alaxa considered his words, her compound eyes narrowing in contemplation. "If that is the case, then he possesses a wisdom that eludes even our most revered elders." As the Voxarians continued to ponder the mystery that was Michael, the human himself remained oblivious to their fascination. He slept on, his features serene and untroubled, as if the very cares of the galaxy had no hold over him. Outside, the landscape had been scarred by the ravages of war, the once vibrant hues of the alien foliage muted and dull. But within the confines of the shelter, Michael's presence seemed to radiate a quiet strength, a reassuring steadiness that the Voxarians found themselves drawn to. Slowly, the other Voxarians began to gather around the sleeping human, their curiosity overcoming their fear. They studied him intently, their compound eyes drinking in every detail, from the gentle rise and fall of his chest to the faint lines that creased his brow. "What is it about him that makes him so different?" Alaxa murmured, her voice tinged with a hint of wonder. The warrior beside her let out a contemplative hum. "It is not just that he is different, young one. It is that he possesses a strength and resilience that we can scarcely comprehend. He is a living embodiment of the very qualities that have allowed the humans to thrive in the most inhospitable of environments." Alaxa's mandibles clicked together in a gesture of understanding. "Then perhaps, in observing him, we may learn something of our own capacity for endurance. For if the humans can weather such storms, then surely there is hope for us as well." The warrior nodded, his scarred exoskeleton gleaming in the dawn light. "Indeed, Alaxa. And who knows what other marvels the Deathworlder humans may have in store for us, if only we are willing to open our eyes and see." With that, the Voxarians settled in to continue their vigil, their curiosity and admiration for the sleeping human growing with every passing moment. As the sun rose higher in the sky, the Voxarians found themselves increasingly enthralled by the mystery that was Michael, the sleeping human. Their initial fear and bewilderment had given way to a deep sense of curiosity, a burning desire to unravel the secrets of his remarkable resilience. Alaxa, the young warrior, was the first to break the silence that had settled over the group. "I cannot understand it. How can he remain so calm, so undisturbed, when all around us the galaxy is being torn apart?" The scarred veteran beside her let out a contemplative hum, his antennae twitching with a mixture of fascination and respect. "The humans are a remarkable species, Alaxa. They possess an innate strength, a resilience that is forged in the crucible of their homeworld's deadliest perils. Alaxa's compound eyes narrowed, her mandibles clicking together in a gesture of thought. But to be so unaffected by the violence we have witnessed, to be able to sleep so soundly in the midst of such chaos, it is beyond my comprehension. The veteran placed a reassuring claw on her shoulder, his weathered exoskeleton a testament to the trials he had endured. Then perhaps, young one, it is time for you to open your mind to the possibility that there is more to the humans than we have ever imagined. Alaxa nodded slowly, her gaze once again drawn to the sleeping form of Michael. You speak the truth. I have been too quick to dismiss the wonders of the Deathworlder species. Perhaps it is time I learn from their example. As the Voxarians continued their vigil, the news of Michael's unwavering composure began to spread, carried on the whispers of those who had witnessed it firsthand. Soon, the story of the human who slept soundly in the midst of a raging war zone reached the ears of the wider galaxy, sparking a mixture of awe, wonder, and apprehension. Some hailed Michael as a hero, a symbol of the indomitable spirit that defined the human race. They spoke of him in reverent tones, their voices tinged with a sense of hope that in the face of such adversity, there was still a glimmer of light to guide the way. Others, however, viewed the human with a mixture of fear and suspicion. They wondered if he possessed some hidden power, some dark secret that allowed him to defy the very laws of nature. These voices were quick to spread rumors and speculation, painting Michael as a dangerous anomaly, a threat to the delicate balance of the galaxy. As the debates raged on, the Voxarians found themselves caught in the middle, torn between their own growing admiration for the human and the fear and uncertainty that gripped the rest of the galaxy. They knew that they had witnessed something extraordinary, a testament to the strength and resilience of the Deathworlder species. But they also understood the trepidation of those who had not had the privilege of seeing Michael's remarkable composure firsthand. "What are we to do?" Alaxa asked, her voice laced with a hint of concern. The galaxy is divided, and the whispers of fear only grow louder with each passing day. The veteran beside her let out a thoughtful hum, his mandibles kicking together in a gesture of contemplation. "We must remain steadfast in our observations, young one. We must continue to study this human, to understand the secrets of his fortitude, and then share what we have learned with the rest of the galaxy." Alaxa's brow furrowed, her compound eyes narrowing with a mixture of determination and uncertainty. And what if the others refuse to listen? What if they choose to see Michael as a threat, rather than a testament to the wonders of the Deathworlder species? The veteran placed a reassuring claw on her shoulder, his gaze unwavering. Then we must be the ones to bridge the divide, to show them that the humans are not to be feared, but to be revered for the extraordinary qualities that have allowed them to thrive in the face of the most daunting challenges. With a renewed sense of purpose, the Voxarians turned their attention back to the sleeping human, their determination to unravel the mysteries of his resilience only growing stronger with each passing moment. As the sun reached its zenith, the Voxarians continued their vigil over the sleeping human, their fascination with Michael's remarkable composure only growing stronger with each passing hour. Around them, the remnants of the war's devastation remained, a stark contrast to the serenity that radiated from the Deathworlder's slumbering form. Alaxa, her compound eyes fixed on Michael's face, leaned in closer, her antennae twitching with a mixture of curiosity and reverence. "Look at him," she murmured, her voice barely above a whisper. "How can he be so unaffected by the chaos that surrounds us?" The veteran beside her let out a low, contemplative hum, his scarred exoskeleton gleaming in the midday sun. "The humans, Alaxa, are forged in the crucible of their homeworld's most deadly perils. They have faced challenges that would break even the most resilient of our kind, and yet they emerge stronger, more resolute than ever before. Alexa nodded slowly, her mandibles clicking together in a gesture of understanding. Then it is not just their physical strength that sets them apart, but the very essence of their being, a spirit that cannot be extinguished, no matter the odds. The veteran placed a reassuring claw on her shoulder, his gaze unwavering. Precisely, young one. The humans possess a resilience that defies all logic, a capacity for endurance that has allowed them to thrive in the most inhospitable of environments. Across the makeshift shelter, the other Vuxarians had gathered, their compound eyes fixed on the sleeping human with a mixture of awe and curiosity. They had heard the whispers, the tales of the Deathworlder's remarkable composure, but to witness it firsthand was something else entirely. How is it possible? One of them murmured, her antennae twitching with a hint of uncertainty. How can he sleep so soundly, when the very ground trembles with the echoes of battle? The veteran turned to face the group, his mandibles clicking together in a gesture of authority. It is not just his physical strength that sustains him, but the strength of his spirit, a spirit forged in the crucible of a world that seeks to extinguish it at every turn. Alexa nodded in agreement, her gaze never leaving Michael's serene face. And yet, he remains unbroken, unshaken by the chaos that surrounds him. It is as if he has found a wellspring of inner peace, a sanctuary that the ravages of war cannot touch. The Vuxarians fell silent, their collective awe and reverence for the sleeping human palpable in the air. They watched as Michael's chest rose and fell with the same steady rhythm, his features betraying no hint of the turmoil that raged beyond their makeshift shelter. What is it that makes him so different? One of the Vuxarians finally asked, her voice tinged with a mixture of wonder and trepidation. The veteran turned to face her, his scarred exoskeleton a testament to the trials he had faced. It is not just that he is different, young one. It is that he possesses a strength of character, a resilience of spirit that we can scarcely comprehend. Alexa's mandibles clicked together in a gesture of understanding. Then perhaps, in observing him, we may learn something of our own capacity for endurance. For if the humans can weather such storms, then surely there is hope for us as well. The veteran nodded, his gaze sweeping across the gathered Vuxarians. Indeed, Alexa, and who knows what other marvels the Deathworlder humans may have in store for us, if only we are willing to open our eyes and see. As the afternoon wore on, the Vuxarians found themselves drawn ever closer to the sleeping human, their curiosity and admiration growing with each passing moment. They studied him intently, searching for the secrets of his remarkable fortitude, the keys to a resilience that seemed to defy the very laws of nature. And in the depths of Michael's peaceful slumber, the Vuxarians caught a glimpse of something far greater, a testament to the indomitable spirit that defined the human race, and the promise of a future where the galaxy might learn to weather even the most daunting of storms. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, casting long shadows across the ravaged landscape, the Vuxarians remained steadfast in their vigil over the sleeping human, Michael. Their initial trepidation had long since given way to a profound sense of awe and reverence, their compound eyes drinking in every detail of the Deathworlder's serene repose. Alexa, the young warrior, found herself drawn ever closer to Michael, her antennae twitching with a mixture of fascination and respect. How can he remain so unaffected, when the very ground trembles with the echoes of battle? She whispered, her voice barely audible over the distant sounds of conflict. The veteran beside her let out a contemplative hum, his scarred exoskeleton gleaming in the fading light. It is not just his physical resilience that sets him apart, young one. The humans possess a spirit that cannot be broken, a fortitude that defies all logic. Alaxa's mandibles clicked together in a gesture of understanding. Then it is not merely his ability to withstand the perils of our world, but a deeper, more profound strength of character that sustains him, even in the face of such overwhelming adversity. The veteran nodded, his gaze never leaving the sleeping human. Precisely. The humans are forged in the crucible of their homeworld's deadliest challenges, their very essence shaped by the need to endure, to adapt, to overcome. As the Vuxarians continued their vigil, the news of Michael's remarkable composure spread like wildfire through the galaxy, igniting a mixture of awe, wonder, and trepidation. Some hailed him as a hero, a symbol of the indomitable spirit that defined the human race, while others viewed him with a mixture of fear and suspicion, their voices quick to spread rumors and speculation. Alaxa, ever the curious observer, found herself drawn into the debates that raged on, her mandibles clicking together in a gesture of contemplation. How can some view him as a threat, when his very presence radiates such profound serenity? The veteran placed a reassuring claw on her shoulder, his gaze steady and unwavering. It is the nature of the unknown, young one. The humans are a species that the galaxy has yet to fully comprehend, and there are those who fear what they cannot understand. Alaxa's brow furrowed, her compound eyes narrowing with a mixture of determination and concern. Then it is our responsibility to ensure that the truth of the Deathworlder's resilience is not obscured by the whispers of fear and ignorance. The veteran nodded, his mandibles clicking together in a gesture of approval. Indeed, Alaxa. And in doing so, we may not only dispel the myths that surround the humans, but also learn valuable lessons about the very nature of fortitude and endurance. As the Vuxarians continued their vigil, they found themselves drawn ever deeper into the mysteries that surrounded Michael and his kind. They studied his every movement, his every breath, searching for the secrets that had allowed him to remain so utterly undisturbed by the chaos that raged around him. And in the moments when Michael's serene slumber was interrupted by the distant rumble of artillery or the sudden flash of energy weapons, the Vuxarians found themselves holding their collective breath, their compound eyes fixed on the human's face, waiting with bated breath to see if he would finally succumb to the fear that gripped the rest of the galaxy. But time and time again, Michael's composure remained steadfast, his features betraying no hint of the turmoil that raged beyond the walls of their makeshift shelter. And as the Vuxarians watched, a growing sense of awe and reverence began to take root within them, a profound appreciation for the strength and resilience that defined the Deathworlder species. What other marvels do the humans possess? Alaxa murmured, her voice tinged with a mixture of wonder and curiosity. Surely there must be more to their extraordinary nature than we have yet to discover. The veteran beside her let out a contemplative hum, his scarred exoskeleton a testament to the trials he had faced. That, my young friend, is a question that I suspect will take us on a journey of discovery, the likes of which we have never before experienced. As the night fell, the sounds of battle grew more distant, the fury of the war gradually subsiding into an uneasy silence. Yet through it all, Michael remained steadfast in his slumber, his chest rising and falling with the same calm, unwavering rhythm that had captivated the Vuxarians since the moment they had first laid eyes on him. Alaxa, the young warrior, found herself drawn ever closer to the sleeping human, her compound eyes studying his features with a mixture of awe and reverence. How can he be so unaffected? She murmured, her voice barely above a whisper. Even as the ground trembles and the air crackles with the sounds of war, he remains utterly undisturbed. The veteran beside her let out a contemplative hum, his scarred exoskeleton gleaming in the dim light of their makeshift shelter. It is not mere physical resilience that sustains the humans, young one. They possess a spirit that cannot be broken, a fortitude that defies all logic. Alaxa's mandibles clicked together in a gesture of understanding. Then it is not just their ability to withstand the perils of our world, but a deeper, more profound strength of character that allows them to weather even the most daunting of storms. The veteran nodded, his gaze never leaving the sleeping human. Precisely. The humans are forged in the crucible of their homeworld's deadliest challenges, their very essence shaped by the need to endure, to adapt, to overcome. As the hours passed, the Vuxarians found themselves drawn ever deeper into the mysteries that surrounded Michael and his kind. They watched with rapt attention as he slumbered on, seemingly impervious to the chaos that had once gripped the galaxy, their own fears and anxieties slowly giving way to a growing sense of awe and reverence. What other marvels do the humans possess? Alaxa whispered, her compound eyes reflecting the flickering firelight. Surely, there must be more to their extraordinary nature than we have yet to discover. The veteran placed a reassuring claw on her shoulder, his weathered exoskeleton a testament to the trials he had endured. That, my young friend, is a question that I suspect will take us on a journey of discovery, the likes of which we have never before experienced. As the night wore on, the Vuxarians found themselves drawn into ever deeper discussions about the nature of human resilience, their voices hushed and contemplative as they tried to make sense of the enigma that was Michael. It is not just their physical prowess that sets them apart. One of the elders murmured, his antennae twitching with a mixture of fascination and respect. There is a depth to their spirit, a well of inner strength that we can scarcely comprehend. Alaxa nodded, her mandibles clicking together in a gesture of understanding. Then perhaps, in observing this human, we may uncover the secrets to our own capacity for endurance. For if the Deathworlders can weather such storms, then surely there is hope for us as well. The veteran beside her let out a low hum of agreement. Indeed, Alaxa. And who knows what other lessons the humans may have to impart, if only we are willing to open our minds and truly see. As the first hints of dawn began to colour the horizon, the Vuxarians found themselves once again gathered around the sleeping human, their gazes fixed on his serene features with a mixture of reverence and curiosity. "Look at him," Alaxa murmured, her voice tinged with a sense of wonder. Even as the galaxy trembles, he remains untouched by the very forces that seek to tear it apart. The veteran beside her nodded, his mandibles clicking together in a gesture of respect. And therein lies the true marvel of the human spirit, young one. For it is not merely their physical prowess that sets them apart, but a depth of character that transcends the very boundaries of our understanding. As the first rays of sunlight crept across the ravaged landscape, the Vuxarians found themselves standing at the precipice of a new dawn, one where the mysteries of the Deathworlder species might finally be unravelled, and the true nature of human resilience revealed. As the first golden rays of dawn crept over the horizon, illuminating the scarred and battered landscape, Michael stirred from his deep slumber. The Vuxarians, who had maintained a vigilant vigil throughout the night, watched with bated breath as the human's eyes slowly fluttered open, his gaze sweeping across the makeshift shelter with a calm curiosity. Alaxa, the young warrior whose fascination with the Deathworlder had only grown deeper with each passing hour, found herself drawn to Michael's side, her compound eyes reflecting a mixture of awe and reverence. "You are awake," she murmured, her voice barely above a whisper, as if afraid of disrupting the delicate silence that had settled over the scene. Michael's lips curled into a faint smile, his features radiating a serenity that seemed to defy the very chaos that had raged around them. "So it would seem," he replied, his voice low and measured, betraying no hint of the tumult that had gripped the galaxy. Alaxa's mandibles clicked together in a gesture of wonder, her own fears and anxieties seemingly dissipating in the face of the human's unwavering composure. "We have watched you sleep through the darkest hours of the night, as the very ground trembled under the weight of battle." Michael's gaze grew thoughtful, his eyes meeting Alexa's with a profound sense of understanding. "And yet, I remained undisturbed," he said, his words tinged with a hint of amusement. "For the storms that rage within the galaxy hold no sway over the peace that I have found within." The veteran, who had been silently observing the exchange, let out a low, contemplative hum. "Then it is not merely your physical resilience that sets you apart, human," he said, his scarab exoskeleton a testament to the trials he had faced. "There is a depth to your spirit, a strength of character that we can scarcely comprehend." Michael inclined his head in a gesture of acknowledgement, his features betraying no hint of the awe and reverence that the Voxarians had come to feel towards him. "It is true that the challenges of my homeworld have forged me in ways that may seem extraordinary to you. But I have merely learned to find solace in the present moment, to let go of the fears and anxieties that so often consume those around me." Alexa's compound eyes widened, her mandibles clicking together in a gesture of understanding. "Then it is not just your physical prowess that sustains you, but a profound inner peace, a wellspring of tranquility that the ravages of war cannot touch." Michael nodded, his gaze sweeping across the gathered Voxarians. "Indeed, young one. For the humans, the true source of our resilience lies not in brute strength, but in the ability to find harmony amidst the chaos that surrounds us." The veteran stepped forward, his weathered exoskeleton gleaming in the morning light. "Then perhaps, in observing you, we may uncover the keys to our own capacity for endurance. For if the Deathworlders can weather such storms, then surely there is hope for us as well." Michael's eyes grew thoughtful, his features reflecting a mixture of empathy and understanding. "It is my hope that in sharing the lessons of my kind, I may inspire others to find the courage and resilience to face even the most daunting of challenges." As the Voxarians listened, their collective awe and reverence for the human only deepened, their minds racing with the implications of his words. For in Michael, they saw not just a symbol of human fortitude, but a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of the spirit to transcend the very boundaries of the physical world. "What other wonders do the humans possess?" Alexa murmured, her voice tinged with a mixture of wonder and curiosity. "Surely there must be more to your kind than we have yet to discover." Michael's lips curled into a faint smile, his eyes glinting with a hint of enigmatic wisdom. "That, my young friend, is a question that I suspect will lead you on a journey of discovery, the likes of which you have never before experienced." As the day wore on, the Voxarians found themselves drawn ever closer to Michael, the sleeping human who had captivated their hearts and minds. The war that had once raged around them had finally subsided, its echoes fading into the distance, and with it a newfound sense of peace and tranquility had settled over the ravaged landscape. Alexa, the young warrior whose fascination with the Deathworlder had only grown deeper with each passing hour, found herself at Michael's side, her compound eyes reflecting a mixture of awe and reverence. "Tell us," she said, her voice barely above a whisper, "what other marvels do the humans possess?" Michael's lips curled into a faint smile, his features radiating a serenity that seemed to defy the very chaos that had so recently gripped the galaxy. "The humans," he said, his voice low and measured, "are a species forged in the crucible of a world that seeks to test the limits of our resilience at every turn." The veteran, who had been silently observing the exchange, let out a contemplative hum. "Then it is not merely your physical prowess that sets you apart, human, but a depth of spirit that we can scarcely comprehend." Michael inclined his head in a gesture of acknowledgement. "Indeed, my friend. For the true strength of the humans lies not in the might of our bodies, but in the unbreakable nature of our souls. Alaxa's mandibles clicked together in a gesture of wonder, her compound eyes reflecting the dawning realization of what Michael's words might mean. Then it is not just your ability to withstand the perils of our world, but a profound inner peace, a wellspring of tranquility that the ravages of war cannot touch. Michael nodded, his gaze sweeping across the gathered Vuxarians. Precisely, young one. For the humans, the secret to our resilience lies not in the pursuit of power or the accumulation of wealth, but in the cultivation of a spirit that is always at peace, no matter the storms that may rage around us. The veteran stepped forward, his weathered exoskeleton gleaming in the morning light. Then perhaps, in observing you, we may uncover the keys to our own capacity for endurance. For if the Deathworlders can weather such storms, then surely there is hope for us as well. Michael's eyes grew thoughtful, his features reflecting a mixture of empathy and understanding. It is my hope that in sharing the lessons of my kind, I may inspire others to find the courage and resilience to face even the most daunting of challenges. As the Vuxarians listened, their collective awe and reverence for the human only deepened, their minds racing with the implications of his words. For in Michael, they saw not just a symbol of human fortitude, but a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of the spirit to transcend the very boundaries of the physical world. What other wonders do the humans possess? Alaxa murmured, her voice tinged with a mixture of wonder and curiosity. Surely there must be more to your kind than we have yet to discover. Michael's lips curled into a faint smile, his eyes glinting with a hint of enigmatic wisdom. That, my young friend, is a question that I suspect will lead you on a journey of discovery, the likes of which you have never before experienced. As the days turned to weeks, and the weeks to months, the Vuxarians found themselves drawn ever deeper into the mysteries that surrounded Michael and his kind. They listened enthralled, as the humans shared stories of his homeworld, of the deadliest challenges that the humans have faced and overcome, and of the profound inner strength that had allowed them to thrive in the face of such overwhelming adversity. And in the listening, the Vuxarians found themselves transformed, their own fears and anxieties slowly giving way to a growing sense of determination and hope, for they had seen firsthand the true power of the human spirit, and they knew that if they were willing to open their hearts and minds, they too might one day possess the resilience to weather even the most daunting of storms. As the galaxy slowly healed and the scars of war began to fade, the Vuxarians found themselves at the forefront of a movement to share the lessons of the Deathworlder humans with the wider community. And in doing so, they knew that they were not just offering a glimpse into the remarkable nature of Michael's kind, but a beacon of hope for a future where the galaxy might stand united, unshaken by the challenges that lay ahead.